Okay, let's just imagine you're first getting on social media and you want to build a voice and grow your following. What do you do first? Well, for most people, they usually follow the big accounts and try to imitate them. But soon enough, after a few weeks or months, you realize, that doesn't really work. Like nobody cares about me. Obviously, I teach building in public. But whenever I tell a beginner that they should build something in public because people are gonna watch you, give you feedback, and you can grow, most people are pretty overwhelmed by that because they're thinking, hey Kevon, but I don't have anything to build. I don't even know the direction that I wanna head towards. And today, I wanna tell you a concept called learning in public, which you don't need to exactly know what you're going to build, but you can still get out there, share, talk to people, and people will be following you because of that. So in this video, I want to tell you the 3 key benefits of learning in public, and then I will tell you the 4 exact steps of how you can start doing it today. Are you ready for that? Benefit number 1. Well, it creates amazing conversations around you. And conversations is actually the essence of having a community around yourself. So first of all, you don't actually need to position yourself as an expert. I know there's so many people out there who are like, I'm the guru, I'm here to teach you, and then dropping wisdom bomb. But honestly, a lot of people actually don't enjoy learning from the experts because they're a little bit hard to relate. And do you know what kind of person people like to hang out with? Well, people like to hang out with open-minded people, lifelong learners. So even for me, you might think that I know a lot about building in public. But I'm still a lifelong learner in so many things. In running my business, in using the email. So I actually have an example I want to show you. So let's look at here. I was checking out Gmail and I was exhausted because I was writing the same lines to start my email all the time. And I just Googled it and I found that you can actually have templates in Gmail. And I was like shocked because I never really know this feature. And I learned this new thing and I was like, maybe my audience would find this interesting. So I just quickly take a screenshot and share about it. And guess what? A lot of people resonate. A lot of people don't really know this feature as well. So this is me learning in public. And you can also see that the conversations are super organic. So I share this learning and then people are jumping in and then we're having a quick chat. We talk about how Google never really talked to people about these new features. And because of this exchange, I get to know Zachary and Zachary gets to know Kevon as well. And our relationship is a little stronger this time. And guess what? Next time Zachary wants to learn about building in public or building a presence on Twitter, who is he going to remember? Well, I hope that's me. Benefit number 2 is about bringing the like-minded people to you. Well, I know when you get out there, you really want to serve everyone, right? Because I remember my early days when the numbers are so tiny. Everyone into my door, I'm like, oh, I can help you. Please talk to me. But I think that's a big curse because when you try to serve everyone and different people have different, needs or pains and you're trying to help them all, one thing is that you're just overwhelming yourself. Second thing is that the way you write the messaging is confusing to people because when people look at it and say, hey, this is not really for me, they bounce. They don't care about you anymore. But when you focus on just a small group of people and they resonate with what you write, they instantly want to talk to you. And that's the magic of it. And I want to tell you one thing I'm super grateful because I focus on building in public, which is I tend to attract people who are more authentic, more patient, and usually have a long-term view. So I love hanging out with these people, helping them, because I feel like, they are really my people. So by learning in public, by sharing what you're learning, you will automatically attract the like-minded people, not the people who are having opposing views from you. And having like-minded people around you is the key of having a strong community. Okay, benefit number 3. I think this one a lot of people miss. Well, first of all, when you're trying to build in public, of course, you want people to pay attention to your products, right? But if you look at the core of a good product, usually it is because the product can help people do something. So it's helping people. And guess what? When you're learning in public, when you're just sharing like lessons and mistakes and all that from a project, whatever you're doing, you're already helping people. You're building the relationships, you're building the trust. And when people start to gather around you for a similar topic, that's when you can really work with them to build that product. And guess what? Once you learn in public, it actually makes it easier to build in public because people are all around you. And you don't even need to sell them because you have been helping them with your sharings. And if you have something good, they would just buy it. You don't even need to pitch them. Okay, at this point, you might be wondering, Kevon, so what are the exact steps to learn in public today? Well, I'm going to give it to you. Step number 1 is clarity. So before you start thinking about what to share out there, it is not possible to share everything that you're learning. That's just confusing to most people. And what you want to do is identify a group of people to start with. So in my early days, I thought to myself, I came from the funded side of the startup scene, and I didn't really want to do that again, but I really enjoy just bootstrapping, focusing on my customers, and I want to hang out with the people who are doing the same. So obviously the bootstrapping, solopreneur kind of people. Well, the thing is, you don't actually need to get so specific about that audience right now. You need to know what it is, but you don't have to drill down to it because we're not creating a product right now. You're just thinking about, oh, okay, this is the community that I want to hang out with and share my learnings. Step number 2 is to reflect. So actually we're learning every single day. In fact, I think we're learning every single minute. But I think most people don't realize that they have a lot of learnings to share because they don't reflect enough. I'll give you some examples. So the other day in the morning, I woke up and then I checked out my daughter, and then suddenly she picked up our phone. And she wanted to play with the phone, and I was like, no, we don't spend so much time on the digital devices. So I went over and I took it away, and she started crying. Well, even though I knew what I was doing because I want to show her that phone is no good, but I reflected right away and I thought, maybe next time I can distract her instead of just taking the phone away. So that's one quick lesson from my parenting side of my life. But also from making this video, I also have some learnings. Like for example, when I'm thinking about how to talk about learning in public, I actually went back to a lot of my blog posts to get some inspirations, to get some ideas about how to structure this. And I thought, actually the steps to revisit your old content is very helpful because not every piece of content has to be new and exciting that way. And I thought, hey, this piece of information can be very relevant to my audience as well. And this is a big lesson to a lot of content creators. What I'm trying to say is that learnings are everywhere. So you just need to reflect to capture them. And then you can think about whether you want to put it out there. And you guess it. Number 3 is about thinking whether that's worth sharing or not. So I told you about that story where I took away my daughter's phone, right? When I think about whether I want to share that, I thought to myself, like most of my audience are probably not parents. But is this a key lesson for most people? Not really. So I keep that to myself. But when it comes to that content creation process learning, I think actually a lot of people would benefit from it. Maybe 80 or 90% of them. So I should definitely share that. So just ask yourself, is this little piece of information worth you putting it out there? Step number 4, which is the most important step, and it is sharing a learning journey. So far I've been telling you that you can reflect, capture, and think about what to share and just put it out there. But if you think about it, all these learnings are pretty scattered. They are not related, they're pretty random. But people love to see something from start to finish. So this means that you want to make it a project where you give it a timeline and you show people the steps where you get to the end and the final results. And I have an example to show you when I decided to level up the branding of Public Lab. So you can see here, I actually documented the process of upgrading the branding in 30 days. So I started the project, I just want people to know that I'm doing this. And then I talk about the why, I talk about what Public Lab is because people need to have some context before they can follow me on this journey. And I talk about we came up with the mood board and we came up with the first logo, which is terrible. And I'll do another video to talk about this. And I talk about how people suggest me to focus on broccoli. And eventually we landed on the broccoli logo. That is my journey. And you can see it's just 30 days. But people love to see how it evolves and also get involved by giving me feedback. So later on, whenever they see my new Public Lab brand, I'm sure they are thinking, I'm part of it. I actually contribute to the conversations to shape to this broccoli logo. And this all happened because I want to share my learnings around upgrading my brand. And I'm definitely not an expert in this, I'm just learning as I go, and people still love to see it. By now, you might be excited enough to get started, or you might need a few more case studies. I think it's very important to learn from people 2 steps ahead of you. So in a recent event, I actually interviewed 3 of my students at my course Building Public Mastery. And you can click here so that you can check out how they figure out their super early days. Well, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and also follow me on Twitter, say hi, so that we can continue the conversation of learning in public together.